everyone. Jamie with Sell for 1% here today, joined by the broker Dave Barlow, brother Jason Barlow, and Big Mike Hopper. And Mike, you got the suburb of the week.
That is correct. It's a place that's near and dear to all of our hearts and most people who live here locally in Columbus. We're going to talk about the University District, located 2 miles north of downtown Columbus. It is home to the Ohio State University. Some larger corporations known as Institute is also down there. And then the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, obviously a huge thing here in Columbus. Lots of research and stuff and a lot of good STEM jobs down there too. It's generally accepted as the area bounded by the north of by Clintonville, and to the south by the Short North on 5th, and then to the west by the Olentangy River. Major points of interest I've already touched base on is Old North Columbus and obviously the Ohio Stadium, the Shoe, which we've spent plenty times there. And this district of Columbus, which I didn't know is most densely populated area in Columbus and contains more than 650 businesses, human service agencies, churches, schools. The University District businesses include boutiques, mixed retail, tattoo studios, I think as Jason pointed out, the Gateway Film Center, and a diverse range of restaurants and bars. The University District does comprise many diverse neighborhoods. It's all very unique when it comes to the housing area, stock, and its cultural identity. So a variety of pleasant residential neighborhoods, lots of historic districts, as well as off-campus core student neighborhoods. The residential neighborhood is with higher concentrated rental property, and student housing is actually located east of High Street and south of 17th and then north of 11th. So it's a very concentrated area. It's often referred to as the off-campus neighborhood. And actually in the past 10 years, it's gone through considerable redevelopment, revitalization as a result of the work of the campus partners. The center of it is the University District Central, which ranges from 13th to 18th Avenue. Old North Columbus, commonly referenced as the general area north of Woodruff and east of Silver, was once the village of North Columbus that was platted in 1842. Old North Columbus includes several smaller neighborhoods within these general boundaries, including the Luca Ravine and the Indianola Forest, which run between High Street and North 4th. There's so much down here and there's so much information. I'll try to keep it as brief as I can. The University District was not originally part of the city of Columbus. Actually, it was platted in 1812 as a new city to the state capital. Columbus was a small town until late in the 19th century. So one of the major events in evolution of the area was the decision to locate the State Agricultural College grounds, which is now the Ohio State University, on the site of Neal, which was a farm back in 1870, which is very hard for me to picture as somebody who grew up here, that there was a farm in downtown Columbus. So that always gets me. The university grew slowly at first, but began to expand significantly under the presidency of William Oxley Thompson from 1900 to 1925. Indianola Park, it was an amusement park that operated in the University District in 1905 to 1937. It was the biggest draw of the region, and street carts took people to and from the location. The park peaked in popularity in 1910, entertaining crowds of up to 10,000, with the numerous roller coasters and rides with up to 5,000 in a massive pool alone. The park was also the home field for the Columbus Panhandles for half a decade. In the 1920s, new owners bought and remodeled the park, and it did well until it closed its doors at the end of the Great Depression. I had no idea that there was an amusement park down by the Ohio State University. Up until the end of World War II, the university area was occupied by more homeowners than renters, which that's changed since then, but thousands of veterans from the war used to actually live in that area, and the population in the university area quadrupled over that time span after World War II. To house the growing population, there's a lot of high-rise dormitories that were built on both ends of the main campus, and hundreds of owner-occupied houses were either converted to rooming houses, rental units, or torn down to make way for apartment buildings. The increase in density gave rise to problems around vehicular congestion, crime, and litter. To cope with these problems, a number of organizations came into being. So the University Community Association, it is an umbrella of the neighborhood organizations in the area. The University District Organization, a neighborhood planning and development organization. The University Community Business Association, to voice the economic enterprise in the area, and then the University Area Commission and Advisory Commission to Columbus City Council. So there are a lot of governing bodies within that area that helped kind of mitigate some of the problems that were there. I love going down there. I know I've been to several games with you, Dave. Lots of tailgates and stuff that happened down there. One of the main reasons I enjoy going down there is obviously the food. There are so many restaurants in that little block area, especially, and I'm curious, you guys need to help me out here. A lot of late night eating happens on campus in the University District. I know it's is it Mikey's Late Night Slice?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Columbus just put in a new ordinance that those guys all have to be off the street now, no later than 2:30 a.m.
No.
Yeah, they just passed that law. So,
well,
they have a shop now, like an actual place you can go. It used to be an art gallery,
restaurant,
I believe.
Yeah, it used to be a food truck.
Yeah, they still have the trucks, but they have a brick and mortar that used to be an art gallery. It's a pretty cool building to go into.
Oh, okay.
They may have upgraded to a different building, but yeah. The best food down there is getting like a spicy gyro at 2:15 in the morning when you're leaving, waiting for your Uber. But since I have children now, I haven't done that in a long time.
No, it has been a while, and
the word on the street is that Zantigo Mexican restaurant is coming back to Columbus.
Oh, no kidding.
So, the Taco Bell there at Hudson and High was originally a Zantigo, which is where we would stop on our way back from campus. So, history coming back.
They were in business until Dave ripped the chairs out of the floor in a bar fight in the Taco Bell. Then they had to close down shop.
Oh boy. So here's a piece of trivia. Talking about Ohio State football. First year for Ohio State football. And who did they play their first game? Jay should know this.
I know who they played and where they played, but I don't know the year. I had to say like 1886 as like a random guess.
And who did they play?
Oh, they played up north in Delaware on that field, and either Ohio Wesleyan or
Ohio Wesleyan. 1890 was the first game. And when did they build Ohio Stadium? When did it open?
They started to build it in, I think, 1922. Is that when it was completed?
That's when it was completed. You're pretty doggone good there, Jada Bomb.
He's on it.
I'm good at Buckeye trivia.
Yeah. And it was called the House of who built?
Chick Harley.
Chick Harley.
Everybody knows that. He ran he ran so beautiful, and it sounded like cannon fire, is what the writer said about Chick Harley.
Old Jay, you got it, man. You're right on it. Good for you.
Like you shot the boy out of a cannon as he ran over you.
Your grandfathers would be very proud.
Real estate wise, the most business I've done in that area has been very investor oriented. There are a lot of large old brick homes, duplexes, and some 3,000 square foot 5-bedroom homes down there that actually are fantastic rental units. And you know, for campus being right next door, you do have a lot of people looking to rent in that area. So it is a good thing to take a look at from an investment standpoint. Anywhere from 250 up to 350, some $400,000, $500,000 properties, but the rate on return there is also very good in that area of town. So if you are thinking about investing it, I would put it on your radar depending on what you're looking to do. But obviously I grew up in this city. I spent a lot of time down there. I do love going to the Oval. And if you haven't had an opportunity to go down to Ohio State campus and see the Oval, it's a wonderful park. It's a great place to go. And then obviously while you're close, you might as well go take a look at the Shoe, the Schottenstein Center, St. John's Arena. There's so much to do down on campus. It's a great place to go walk around in the afternoon, especially when class is in session.
Yep.
I don't know if they still do it or not, but my favorite was always to go down with a couple beverages, and when I never did it, but I would laugh and watch all the students jump into Mirror Lake and then jump out freezing. So Mirror Lake's pretty cool to go check out during the day too.
I want to say you and I went down one year, Jay, to Mirror Lake and sat there and watched everybody jump in, and it's an event.
Not anymore.
To behold.
They don't do it anymore.
Nope. They drained the lake week of Michigan.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
No wonder we keep getting beat. Fill that thing back up.
Point it back to Mirror Lake.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
I think my favorite video of Mirror Lake was a group of guys that were reenacting Washington crossing the Delaware. And
I'm pretty sure that's when we were there. I think I saw that live. that is the best. They get with their hats and they cross over.
Yeah, I think it's on YouTube somewhere. These guys are out there crossing the Delaware.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was a lot of fun.
Now, in that area, like when you're talking about the investors and stuff, I think it's important to note it's not just students that live there.
Sure.
I think if you go up and down Summit or 4th Street, you'd be shocked at how many families live there, young couples. And I had an investor who had, I think, 11 or 12 rentals on campus. And, his policy was, I don't rent to students. If you're getting, a master's degree, I'll rent to them. But he was able to rent to families in that location and did very well for, 30, 40 years. That was basically his job, was to run those rentals on campus. So it's not just all students and craziness. It does make a very good purchase.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not just them too, is you have the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center there. So you have a lot of fresh registered nurses out of Ohio State that are looking to be close to their job, and physicians assistants and doctors. And so there are a lot of qualified rental candidates down in that area. And you are right, Jay, it's not just students. As I stated too, it's one of the most densely populated areas in the entire city. So it's definitely a good place. And obviously, with the amount of money that Ohio State and Wex likes to pour into that area, it is a good investment because you've seen nothing but raising prices and everybody getting equity in their deals down there.
Yeah, and I thought, like, back during the foreclosure crisis back in 2009, I mean, that was one of the things I told buyers was Ohio State's kind of our anchor, and with the amount of money, like Children's Hospital, Ohio State, the Wexners, with all that money and resources, it's kind of hard to imagine you would just let it fall apart and crash. And so, Ohio State is a great anchor for the city of Columbus. It brings in a lot of people, and, it'd be great to beat Michigan again once we get our lake filled back up.
I agree. Maybe that's what they should do, Jay, is all the students come with a gallon jug of water and everybody stands there.
I'm going to go do it at like 3 a.m. You'll see me on the news, 6 on your side, running away.
I think they take it pretty serious. They fenced that whole thing off and drained the lake now. I mean, they've taken it to the nth degree, but I agree. I mean, fill the lake up. You don't necessarily need to go jump in, but let the students come down and do what they do.
Man, that's sad. What a tradition if you were a student getting there and wanted to do it and then realize that they empty the lake. It's like you stole something from me.
Right. So, well, we can all wish for happier times in the future.
That's right. That's it. That's all I got. That's the University District. If you haven't been down there, which I'm sure a lot of people that we're talking to have, it is worth your time to go spend a day down there, walk around, check the campus out, eat some good food, and then hopefully it's on a Saturday and you can root the Buckeyes to victory.
There you go. All right, Mike, thank you.